Hello, darling. It's Jennifer from the patio. Hello, hello. I just want to make sure that everything is right. Yeah. So, how's it going today? Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a fabulous weekend. So, I am going to make a tall and skinny journal. I know, right? I thought, I'm going to do something different. So this is one that I've made before. So I just kind of wanted to show. So if any of you out there have not made a tall and skinny, this is what they look like. This is just a one signature tall and skinny journal. And I kind of like them, actually. And I have several that I've made. And so that's what we're going to make today. Just something fun, just like this. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it with all paper that is music sheets, dictionary page, coffee dyed, tracing paper, all of that kind of stuff. So the base is going to be all this color. So it's just going to be basic beige. We're going to be basic. Okay, I'm going basic. So anyway, let's get to getting, because we're going to go ahead and assemble the journal, and then we'll see if we have time to do everything else. But what I like about these two is they're just simple, because you just grab different pieces of paper. So I have, this is 110 pound, 110 pound coffee dyed paper. So I have 4 of those. They're all kind of different, and they have just, just kind of a lighter color on the inside, but it still looks, it's still pretty, and it's textured, and I like that. I brought in some of my coffee dyed papers. So I have 4 of those. Then I have a couple of sheets of double-paged dictionary. So these are double, so they're not just single. They're, I glued 2 pieces together. So I have 3 of those. And I have a couple of, these are a different type of dictionary page, and they're a little thinner, so these are doubled as well. I have 2 of those. And I have some tracing paper that I inherited from my grandmother, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to put some of those. So I have 6 of those. So let's just start scoring, because I want to score first. Like I said, it is going to be a one signature. So all we have to do is, some of like these right here, we can just fold those in half. And these have like the little marks on the side where the little circles were. That's how they were attached in the little booklet that they came in. And I kind of like it. I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to fold these in half. And I'm going to do them separate. Well, these are together. Let me go ahead and do these together. You know what I really love about this is just the way it's already aged on the edges. Can you see that? I think that's just so pretty. But we would, because we are paper people, right? And we love stuff like that. So, anywho, I hope you had a fabulous weekend. I did have a fabulous weekend. We had a soccer game with the littles. I stayed home on Saturday. Hubby and we did a little bit of yard work. Well, I worked on the patio. And that was pretty much it. And then I'm filming on Sunday, so this is today. And so I went, and we went to Sam's, and what else did we do? Oh, we cleaned. We cleaned an office, so we went and cleaned. Today was our day to clean, so we did that. So all I'm doing right now is I'm just cutting these in half. Now, the only thing is this one's going to be too big, so I'm going to leave that little bit right there. And I'm pretty sure that I'm folding, 4.5. I probably could do a little bit more, but I'm just going to do it to 4.5. And I'm going to try to do something with that bit right there. I just love that. I love the holes on there. So let me see where 4.5 is. Not that I have to get it exact, but I kind of want them to be a little the same. I love a tall journal. I do. I like a notebook journal too. I don't think I'm going to need... I'm going to have to score the 110 pound. This is 65 pound. It should be fine with me just folding it in half. But the 110, I believe I'm going to need a little bit of extra help with that. It's pretty thick. I was making a tag holder yesterday. So I am fully aware what 110 pounds, and I'm making it out of 110 pound cardstock, so I know that you can't just bend it without having a score line. So all I did was just pick some neutral papers, and I think this whole journal, I have been wanting to do this. I just want this whole journal to be nothing but dictionary page, anything, book page, dictionary page, music. Just, I want it all, the whole thing to be that way. Now, I might include a little bit of splash of color when I put in all of my ephemera. I mean, as far as like tags and things like that, to have a little ribbon or things like that, like the accessories. But other than that, I'm going for it. I'm going to do it because that's what I wanted to do. Okay, so this is 8.5, so I'm going to do 4 1/4. And I'm going to, see, there it goes. I'm going to try to get it on the line. Check it for poison. And then I'm going to cut it in half. You'll have to watch a different video so you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay. So we have been babysitting our grand fur baby, Miss Delilah, for the last 2 weeks since my daughter had our precious little grandbaby. And so anyway, she is going home today. She really wants her to come home. And so I was like, if you must. But anyway, so she is going to be going home a little bit later. I'm doing 4 1/4. See how thick that is? Just barely puts a little dent on the other side. And they're all going to go the same way. I want the dark on the outside because I think it's pretty. Okay. And that, my friends, is all of the innards. And we are going to use a hanging file folder. Not all hanging file folders are alike. I will tell you that. This one seems a little thin, but I'm going to tell you, once I put backing on here and then put something on the front, it's going to strengthen that up. I do have another one that is even thinner than this, and I was like, oh, I can't use that. So that's what we're going to use, is this pretty green hanging file folder. I cut it 10, which really it's already in half, so I just put it on my trimmer and I cut it at 5 and 11.5. I did it a little bit smaller than 11.5 because my paper is 11, so I don't want it too big. So, but it's perfect to house all of these. And what's good about it is, as we start stuffing it, because this is so thick too, it will kind of pull it out a little bit. But at least we're going to have room to do, to do something on that. Okay, so we're getting. So I have 4 of these coffee dyed. I have 4 coffee dyed with decorations or designs. I have 3 dictionary pages that are a little bit thicker than these. And then I have my tracing. So let's just start putting them together. So this is going to be number 1, so we'll put that. And I did 12 pages, so I'm going to put one of these tracing papers in between every one. So we'll have that coffee dyed, then we'll do a design, tracing paper, book page. We'll do something with the edges on that, and we may have to just snip them real quick. I don't know. I was going to turn them in a little bit. And you know what I might do? Let me do that real quick. I think what I'm going to do is, let me do it right there. And it's okay if there's a crease on the other side. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper and turn that one in to be a pocket. So I just am going to go in. They're all the same, so I'm just going to go into that little number row. And this one wasn't glued all the way straight, but I like it. Okay, so this one is going to go here, just so you can see the numbers. Make sure it's even. Okay, so let's put those aside. So we'll put that in. Yes, that's going to be good. I kind of wanted a little bit of a skinnier page too, so that's going to be perfect. Okay, then that goes like that. Okay, let me open that back up. Then we're going to put another tracing paper in. Then we're going to go back over here. We're going to put this coffee dyed tracing paper. I don't know if I'm going to have enough. No, I think I might have to get some more. And I'm going to turn this one the opposite direction. Tracing paper. One of these. Tracing paper. One of these. Okay, so let me get some more tracing paper. I have it all right here, I think. I had it in here. I know it's here because I just pulled it out. Sure did. I know I didn't pull it all out. Hold on, hold on. There it is. See, I knew it was in here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there. And then those have the circles in them, so that'll be nice. So the blue one that I showed you a minute ago, that one has 20-something pages in it, but I am only putting 12. And then a piece of tracing paper in between each one. So that's 1, 2, 3. I think I did 6, so I need 6. Yeah, 1 in between, so I'll need 12. 4. I'll do these together. 5 and 6. Okay, so we'll put that aside. So we have that one. And then that. And then let's just mix it up. We'll put one of these in. And then we put one of these. 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 1 and 2. I'm going to turn that one up. And 3. And this will be our middle. That's still going to be pretty darn big, especially when I start putting everything in it. But see how it comes, it's going to come out like that? I love it. I think that's cool. Let me just make sure everything's all straight. We are working on letting go, right? Letting go of perfection and the things that we think it has to be. Like, oh no, you can't do that. Oh, yes, we can. We can do whatever we want to do because it's just fun. And this is going to be for me, so I am excited about that. Okay. So, yes, it is all out there just like this, but we have not even begun to shove those pieces of paper in there. Okay, so let me do that. And I may have to take some out. I don't know. But I like a big, fat, one signature journal. See, like this. Now, the difference with this is that it has a bunch of different thinner papers in here. And this has those 410-pound papers, which that's a lot. That is a lot. Okay, so where is that other one? So I did it the opposite way every time, and that is not going to work. So we are just working as we go. Let me take that out. Let's see. And then I'm just going to pull this over just to do a little side tuck. So we'll have that one. And then we'll have another one. And this one I'm going to turn the opposite way so I can get it on the other side. So this one's going to come in this way. And I just need it just a hair. Just enough to give, because it's so thin as far, you know, you don't want your pocket to be so tight that you can't get anything in and out of it. Okay, there's that one. And then I'm okay with this one being, okay, there's that one. And then let's see, the next one is right here. And I'm okay with it being on the other side again. But I'm going to do it the opposite way. Because we got to be different. We just want it to be a little different. Okay. So there is that. That is going to be a chunky monkey. And I think it's going to be okay. Okay, so let me open it up. So now what I have to do, and this is what I do. And remember, all of my paper is doubled, so I'm really adding more pages in here. So I may have to take a couple of pages out. So I have one of those, and then a tracing, and then I have one of these. I like to just really push them in deep. Okay, so there's one of those. And then I hope you can see okay what I'm doing. And just push that in. And then we have our 110, and I think this is going to be our demise, is this paper. But I kind of really want it because I want to put some kind of cool heavy things on here. And so I'm okay with that. So then there's this. I'm just trying to line them up, and then I'm really pushing them in. I'm holding my finger in the middle. I thought I was. There it was, yeah. I'm holding my finger in the middle to get a really good... Okay, so there's one of those. Okay, tracing paper. I just love the tracing paper because I'm going to stamp on it. And then we'll have another one of... I may just do half of what I was going to do. Okay, there's that. Tracing paper. Then this one, push it in real good. Tracing paper. And then I'm going to take this out, and then I'm just going to do these and see if that doesn't keep it from being too bulky. That, this design paper, stain. I just love this tracing paper. Okay, I'm going to do that as the last one. So then this one again. So I'll have 2 of those in here. 2 of the 110 in here. And then these 2. Let me see what that looks like. Yes, I think I'm okay with that. That's better. Okay, so let me get these. I think that 110. This could actually be the cover. I don't want it to be the cover, but it could be. Okay, so I am going to get my cover. We're going for it. We are going to do it. Yes, we are. So I'm going to put this in, and then I am going to hold it and shove it in the middle. And then I'm going to put a clip on this edge. And then I'm going to come down here. And all I'm doing is taking my fingers and pressing into that seam on the cover. And then I'm going to put a clip on the opposite edge. So I put that one at the top, so I'm going to put this one at the bottom. And then that should hold it pretty darn good. Let me make sure that I'm getting... I think this is too tight. Let me get that in there. If it's not perfect, I am okay with that. I just want to make sure that all those papers get in there. Okay, we're good. We are good to go. Okay, so this thing, every time I push it in, it just leaves a black mark. But I think I'm just like, I keep using it. Okay, so let's do the middle. Wait. Here's the middle, right here. And all I do is I lay my awl right here, my little pointer, my little puncher, and then I line it up, and then I just hold it, and it always just comes out. It got a lot to go through. As long as you hold it, you're going to come out right there at that end. You're not going to come out above or below. You want to have it folded down when you do it. So on this one, I'm going to take it to the edge on my mat, and then I'm going to come in. Probably going to come in 1.5 inches. And I can see in here where I am. And so I'm going to hold it, and then I am just going to punch through that and then twist it. And then I'm going to line this side up on the left. I'm going to do about 1.5 inches. And sometimes you can just go by here too. You can look. So I want to make sure that it is down. And then I'm going to just push through all of that paper and then twist it. Okay, that's pretty simple. This thing's falling apart, but I keep using it. Look, it's got black all over my hands. I do have another one, but I just like this one. I don't know why it's so old, but look at that. It's just peeling off. That's okay. We do what works, right? Okay, so that is ready. So I believe I'm going to use, I have black, and then I also have brown, and then I have this color. But I think I'm going brown, but I don't like that color with the green. you know? I just don't. So I think I'm going to go black. Yes, I am. So let me get some of that out. So you want to do 2.5 in length as far as height. So it's going to be the height of your journal. So since mine is tall and it's 11.5, I'm going to hold it. Then I'm going to do 2. Then I'm going to hold it and bring it to the middle where that hole is. And then I'm going to cut there. And then after I cut, I just take the end and I smush it down like that and pinch my fingernail on it just so it holds it flat. And I have 3 needles that I use all the time. This one is too small, it won't hold. Then I have these 2, and I always look at the bottoms. This one has like a flat edge. You can kind of see it. You see how it's flat? That one's a good one. And then this one is kind of the same, but it's smaller. So because it's a big journal, I think I'm going to go ahead. Honestly, I think I'm going to go with this medium one and see if I can do that. Because I'm going through so much paper, but at the same time, a bigger needle may give me a few problems. Get in there. See how you just have to kind of... There it goes. Okay, so I got it in. And this is a waxed thread for binding. I always just tend to use the waxed ones. If you've never bound, this is just a 3-hole. It's just your basic pamphlet stitch. I'm going to go through the middle because that's where I want it to end. So I'm just going to put it in the middle. See, that one was perfect. I think if I would have used the other one, it probably would have been a little bit harder. And then I'm going to go through this hole. Let's see if I can get it. I usually, if I fold it down, and then I put, nope. If I put the needle, there it is. I could feel it. And then pull. My hands have wax on them. This is always the harder one. I don't know why. Hold on. I have tools. Let me get this to pull it out because it's there. Okay. So that's the, is it moving? We don't want it to move. Don't be trying to move. And then we're going to put it in the bottom one. Well, actually, this is the top. Okay, there it goes. And then I'm going to pull on this one. There. I don't want to tear my page. This is fragile, so I have to really be careful about that. Okay, there. And then I'm going to go right back through the middle. And I don't want to stick myself. And you have to be careful you don't go through the string, because you can compromise it by I have to think. It's like I know I can feel the hole right there, but it's wanting to go up. We don't want you to go up. There it is. I don't know what it was, but it just did not want to go in that hole. So, but I did force it, and there we go. Okay, so here we have our beautiful journal. So let me get my foam folder, and we are already at 32. Wow, okay. So I'm going to go through here, and I'm just going to push down on all of the pages just to get a good little press. That's what I do. And then we're going to start putting some ephemera in. I just like, if I don't do this, I just want it to lay right. So I do it just to make sure that everything is really good to go. I don't really think I need the tracing paper as much as I need the others. Just to get a good burnish. Get that down. And I love that this has already started to kind of just tear and, you know, from working with the paper and stuff. Now this paper is pretty fragile, so I may have to do something to reinforce that. But I think it'll be okay. Got the big knot in the middle. That's the only thing about this wax thread, is that it tends to, if you double knot it, it tends to kind of bulk up in the middle. What you doing, Bubby? Say hi to your friends, Bubba. Say hi. Bubba says hi to all of you. Okay, so there's that one. And then this one. It's just going to lay good, and so I know it's just kind of work, but it is going to lay wonderful. Oh, he's showing off now. Did you hear him? He is showing off. Okay, so there is that. That is our journal. So I think with this one, I'm going to put like a little rubber band knot that goes, you know, to the back, and then on the front you can notch it. So I'm not, you know, I don't need to do that right now. But, so that is it. We are ready to go. I want it to be messy and kind of ripped and fun. So we are already ready for that. So, okay, well that is it for today. And that was all. We're just going to make this journal. And then on Wednesday, well, actually it's Thursday. So I've moved, instead of doing films on, or videos on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, now for the fall, I'm doing it on Monday and Thursday. So instead of Scraps of Wisdom Wednesday, we are now going to have Thoughts on Thursday. No, Scraps of Thoughts on Thursday. So instead of a Wednesday, it'll be Thursday. It's the same premise, the same concept. I'll come on here and we are going to be working in this journal. So I'm going to be adding some pockets and ephemera and all of that good stuff. So I shall see you on Thursday, and I hope you have a fabulous next couple of days. And so I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. And I will see you Thursday. So remember, you only know what you know until you know something different. Bye-bye.